Hello and welcome to another weekly update. Special one this week. So today I am at NordevCon. So developers conference in the east of England in Norwich, which is where I live. Loads of developers get together, loads of really interesting tracks, really interesting sessions happening at the moment. I've just come off doing one about Microsoft Teams, just kind of talking about Teams, what it is and what you can do. So a couple of interesting things to talk about this week. So I put out a blog post earlier around creating a Teams IVR bot. It's a series of different blog posts I've been doing. This is a part 4 this time, which is kind of in a way the most important one, which is debugging when things go wrong. So it's all very well following all the instructions through, but what about when it doesn't quite work out? Well, that's what this blog post is about. It's about all the different ways you can dig into all the errors, like try and figure out exactly why it's not working how you want it to work, or if you're taking all the examples and they do work and now you want to extend it, make it better, it's good to understand how you can kind of get in that debug mode of writing code and how you can do that with a Teams application. So that's a blog post I put out, you can go and look at that. Another blog post I did yesterday actually, which is really interesting. I didn't know about this at all until yesterday, which was using constructing a hyperlink to jump directly into a Teams private chat with a user. So this is something you always used to be able to do with Skype for Business with like SIP links, but it's kind of, you can't really do that with Teams. It turns out you can do it if you construct a URL in a particular way. Now, I didn't know this at all, which is kind of interesting. It came up in the Microsoft Tech community. So if you're not a member of the Microsoft Tech community, you actually should be, because it's where these types of questions get asked and then answered. I'll put a link to the tech community as well in the blog post. Jayesh Gandhi asked this question and then couldn't find out. Well, he asked the question and then went and found the answer himself, which is even better. But it turns out there's documentation for deep linking into private chats. So that can be one-to-one chats, it can be group chats. You can even pre-fill the subject and the initial message, a bit like you do with emails sometimes. When you put those email in the anchor tags with the subject line as well. You could do that with Teams private messaging. So all those URLs and how to construct them are in that blog post as well. So if that's interesting, go and have a look at that. Finally, talk about what's happening next week. So next week is Microsoft Ignite the Tour London. So if you don't know what Microsoft Ignite the Tour is, imagine all the best bits of Ignite shipped out to your local city. So they've been touring around the world in lots of different locations. They've just come off Hong Kong, that was this week, and then next week they're going to be in London. Number of different sessions and tracks going on. I believe it is sold out. Go and check if you're not already on the list. If you're on the list, it's going to be great. Look forward to seeing you there. Do come and say hi. Hit me up on Twitter. We'll meet up. I'm doing a couple of different sessions there. I'm doing a 60-minute breakout on building your first Teams application if you are not a developer. So IT pro people, power users but are not developers, come along to that. Be interested to see how you can build Teams applications without needing to know loads and loads of development code. I'm doing a 15-minute session that is for developers around building a Teams IVR bot, and another 15-minute session on enabling service updates using connectors in Teams. So it should be a lot of fun next week. It's next Tuesday and Wednesday. It's at the Excel in London. I will probably, let's try to think if I'll do the weekly update from that. I probably won't, but I'll probably do a video from there anyway, because there'll be loads of other MVPs around, there'll be loads of exciting technology around. It should be a great event, so massively looking forward to that. Alright, that's everything I want to talk about this week. I'm going to get back to this conference and get some good sessions. Have a great weekend, and I will speak to you again next time.